Myths and Legends by T.W. Rolleston. Chapter 5. Tales of the Ultonian Cycle. The Power Frenzy of Cuchulain. A number of scattered episodes now follow. The host of Mav spreads out and devastates the territories of Bregia and of Rthemni, but they cannot advance further into Ulster. Cuchulain hovers about them continually, slaying them by twos and threes, and no man knows where he will swoop next. Mav herself is awed when, by the bullets of an unseen slinger, a squirrel and a pet bird are killed as they sit upon her shoulders. Afterwards, as Cuchulain's wrath grows fiercer, he descends with supernatural might upon the whole companies of the Connacht host, and hundreds fall at his onset. The characteristic distortion are Riestrad, which seizes him, and the battle frenzy is then described. He became a fearsome and multiform creature, such as never was known before. Every particle of him quivered like a bulrush in a running stream. His calves and heels and hams shifted to the front, and his feet and knees to the back, and the muscles of his neck stood out like the head of a young child. One eye was engulfed deep in his head, the other protruded his mouth and met his ears. Foam poured out his jaws like the fleece of a 3-year-old wether. The beats of his heart sounded like the roars of a lion. As he rushes on his prey, a light blazed above his head, and his hair became tangled about as if it had been the branches of a red thorn bush stuffed into the gap of a fence, taller, thicker, more rigid, longer than the mast of a great ship, was a perpendicular jet of dusky blood, which, out of his scalp's very central point, shot upwards, and was there scattered to the 4 cardinal points, whereby was formed a magical mist of gloom resembling the smoky pall that drapes a regal dwelling. What time a king at nightfall of a winter's day What time a king at nightfall of a winter's day draws near to it. And that part comes from Standish Hayes O'Grady's translation in Miss Hull's Cuchulain saga. Such was the imagery by which Gaelic writers conveyed the idea of superhuman frenzy. At the sight of Cuchulain in his paroxysm, it is said that once 100 of Mav's warriors fell dead from horror. And imagine what would have happened if in the Abrahamic tradition or one of those others where it speaks of the prophet figure being a nation unto himself, that they tried to explain what such a nation might be in terms of battle force.